Sun's up, the drinks are hot, and now it's time for our first cup. Today, Carlos. The morning of November 8th, 2023 started the way a lot of mornings do for me. Sun's not up. I'm outside, taking in my neighborhood, just kind of looking around, seeing what there is to see, whether that's, you know, people where they shift around in the shadows, or whether it's a bright smile from a lady who's walking her dog at like 5:15 in the morning every day. But that morning, the light was particularly beautiful off the water, kind of looking out towards the city from the ramp that leads down to Junipero Beach, right there off of Bixby Bluffs. It's gorgeous. In fact, I'll put that video in as the last video for today. While I'm marveling at how beautiful everything is, kind of stop recording on my phone, start trying to proceed down the ramp, and all of a sudden in my eyes, there's like a red laser. Mm. And this is the second time that this has happened to me in the previous 7 days. So kind of look towards where I saw the laser coming from, and dropping my phone down, I say, "What do you need?" I hear this kind of murmur from the top of the hill across the street. There's a figure who's kind of shrouded in shadow, kind of a nondescript response. Phone goes into my pocket. I start walking across the street and up the hill. "What do you need?" "Oh man, I don't know. Oh, oh." Get to the top of the hill and I see that there's a guy who's a few inches shorter than me, kind of skinny. There's a bike on the ground near him. He's wearing a balaclava. It's got a skull on the front of it. And his clothes are a little bit baggy, a little bit dirty. I look at him again and I say, "You shine that light in my eyes. You shine that laser in my eyes. You need something. What do you need?" "Oh man, I don't got no laser or anything." He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small tube looking thing and he clicks the back of it. "See, I just got this flashlight. That's all I got. That's all I got." "Okay, cool." Look at him again, like, "Man, are you hungry? Like, what do you need?" I can feel myself softening a little bit. And as I say this, he kind of stops fidgeting around and he looks at me and says, "Well, I mean, yeah, we're all hungry, but what I really need is a conversation." I get talking to this guy. His name is Carlos. Tells me that he's not from Long Beach. He goes from place to place because if you stay in one place for too long, you might make friends. And then if you make friends, one day they'll offer to watch your stuff while you go to the bathroom. You go to the bathroom, come back, your friend and your stuff are gone. So he moves around LA County a lot. Says that he just got out of the mental hospital where he was put in, was committed for trying to unalive himself. And when they thought that he was okay, that he wasn't going to hurt himself anymore, they just kind of released him and into the street he went. There was nothing else there. He's 34 years old. He says this isn't his first time that he's been in, but you know, what can you do? Tells me his mom died at 4. And he's telling me these things very naturally. Like, there's not a hint of a con in what he's doing. He's just standing there and talking to me. I'm talking to him. As the sky kind of gets a little bit lighter. We keep on chatting. I tell him about my uncle's experience with being incarcerated and how hard it was for him when he got out. Tell him about him successfully unaliving himself. We keep talking. Some of the conversation's light, some of it's funny. Some of it's darkly funny, some of it's just observational. I ask him, what's the hardest part of being out here right now? He looks down and he thinks for a second. He says, it's that people treat me like I'm not there. They act like I'm invisible. They can't see me. At this point, the balaclava with the skull on it, the laser pointer, they start making a little more sense to me. I ask him when the last time that he watched the sunrise was. Says he doesn't really remember. Hasn't really made time to take it in. I tell him this is a good place to do it from. Point out over the Pacific Ocean. First first rays of light are starting to crack through things, like really crack through. We watch the sunrise together. Exchange a couple more pieces of this and that. You know, I give him a couple of phone numbers for Long Beach Homeless Services. I tell him about where Homeboy Industries is, and he should probably check him out if he can. And we just kind of have this moment of a morning together. He says, yeah, actually, I do have that laser pointer. I'm sorry. I know I got a bit of an asshole in me too. Whatever, man. No big deal. Just, don't lie about that stuff. And if you're trying to get someone's attention, maybe not in the eyes. He nods. We shook hands. He thanked me for taking some time to hang out with him. And I said, of course, man. I went on my way and he picked up his bike. And I haven't seen him since that day. But every time I go past that hill, I kind of look up and wonder if I am going to see him again. And I just hope that wherever he is and whatever stories he's making, that he finds someone who will take a minute to listen to his story. He listened to a few of mine. I know he's a reciprocal kind of guy. But I guess for the rest of us, it's just a good reminder to look out for your own Carlos to talk to. Now, no matter what you've heard or what I said, remember, death comes for us all, and a closed mouth never gets fed. I'll see you next time.